Alright, are we live? Is this happening right now? Okay, that's alright. Alright, let us go to the chat, or whatever you want to call it, I guess. We are live. Let's see what's going on. Hustle's responding to something over here, that's fine. I'm getting all these notifications tonight, guys. I don't know why. Right now it's an ugly, stormy night, by the way, so should I get more lighting in here? Let's see. I guess I should turn on a light, maybe? Maybe the AC also. Let's see. There you go. Let's see if that helps. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can do a live stream tonight, guys. I mean, I'm not exactly doing anything right now. It's an ugly, rainy night where I live right now in South Texas. There's actually flash flood warnings all around the board here, so I'm going to. Flash flood. Oh, okay. So let's like this. Let's go ahead and share this on Twitter. And we'll see if I can get anyone to join in tonight. So, oh goodness, and it's hot in here. I don't know why. Maybe because I mowed the lawn earlier, and my body just feels real icky and gross. I do need to go take a shower, but I'm not gonna do that right now, guys. But let's see, who do I have here? Can I turn on top chat, or can I turn on live chat? Let's see what's going on. Let's turn it on pop. There we go. Alright, I had a few people, but then they disappeared, so don't know what's happening, but that's alright. So, I guess while I'm waiting for people to join in, let me just kind of update you guys on the channel. You guys can hear me. I think you can, because I already heard my live stream over here. For the most part, though, I mean, my channel is doing pretty well. Viewership has gone up just a smidge. My sub count is still, it's still iffy at times. I believe that it, goes up and down when it wants to. There's days where I get like 5 to 10 new subs, and then there's days where I get like absolutely nothing. So, not a major change. YouTube's algorithm is kind of weird, but again, for the most part, I haven't been losing viewership, which is good in my opinion. So there's that. I believe that I guess getting phones like the Coolpad Legacy over here has kind of helped me out when it comes to getting views and whatnot on my videos. So I cannot complain there. Let's see what's going on. Again, it's what time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock Texas time over here. So I'm just here waiting for someone to join in. So let's see. It looks like someone joined in. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. If you're just joining in, please check in. Please say hello. That would definitely help me out a little bit on the chat side, just so I can see the chats that are happening, and I can also type a chat over here also. So what's up? So for the most part, if you guys are joining in, please let me know. Again, it's Monday night. I don't know if people are keen on watching live streams on Monday night. If I can't get anyone soon, hopefully I might just delete this video. We'll see. I don't know. I might have to just start dancing up and down. We'll see. I shared this to my Twitter. Let me share this to my Facebook. Just because looks like somebody else liked it. So somebody else did like this video. I don't know who, but whoever did, thank you very much. I mean, and if you guys are following my channel, you'll see that I actually posted the Coolpad Legacy review video earlier today, so I hope that you guys got to see that video. So we can chat about that here tonight if you guys want. We can just really chat about whatever. Let's see. And again, my Monday's been going pretty good. Obviously, I put together the Coolpad Legacy review, so that was fun. What else? I'm not really sure what new device I'm going to look at when I do decide to purchase a new device. I'm thinking either the Umidigi A5 Pro, but the thing about that is it's not even gonna, if I order one, it's not even gonna get here till July, so I feel like I'd rather just wait until it comes out on Amazon, or it actually comes out in the States, or if it does come out in the States. But I would rather just wait for that, you know what I mean? Okay, so let me go ahead and share a story with you. So a year ago, about around this time, at my job, it was raining just like it was right now, and basically there was a whole storm system that came around the entire area where I live, and it just flooded the entire area. And I'm not talking about just one little town. I'm talking about like several cities that were flooded majorly, and it was really hard to get around. And that night, I was actually leaving work to get to my job, or to get home from my job, and I actually work like 4 or 5 towns over from where I actually live. So it's about a 30-minute drive commute for me. So it was very hard for me to get home that night. I'll tell you that much. I ended up stranded somewhere on. No, I didn't even get to make the highway. I ended up stranded somewhere just like on whatever street, and it just was horrible. But luckily, I had my brother-in-law pick me up. It was he owned at the time an F-150, which some of you might have seen reviewed on my actual YouTube channel. Let me see. Everyone posting pictures of their dogs online. But for the most part, it wasn't a good experience. I'll tell you that much. I mean, the rain just would not stop. It just kept coming down. I wasn't so much fearful for myself as I was for my vehicle, actually, because I mean, water is just water, right? It wasn't so much that. I'm lucky that there was a few areas of high water that I just decided to not go in, and I turned my car around. And what I ended up doing was I just ended up parking my car out in like kind of like a high area near a pawn shop. And it just so happens that where I was, there was a tow truck place like right next to the actual place that I parked. So even if I would have gotten stranded, there was tow trucks all around helping people out, getting their cars out of the water, etc., like that. So that's good. But what is going on, guys? I am not getting any. I am not getting any viewership tonight. I've already been on for 6 minutes. Let me share this on my Facebook page. Maybe I can get something going from there. Let's see. I'll just put live. Let's see what happens. Post to Facebook on BTech reviews, and let's see if I can get anyone in here again, guys. I've already been going on for like what 6-7 minutes. I wonder if it is YouTube's algorithm. I guess I don't know what's going on. And let's just see. It's kind of. I'm gonna post this on my on my main page also. Shoot. Let's see. I'm gonna share this with Mill Hustles directly. Let's see if he catches it. Mill Hustles, I'm gonna send this to you, man. Shout outs to you in advance. Let me see if I can if I can get him to join in at least tonight. If not, well then, if I can't get anyone after like 10-15 minutes, then I might just close out this chat. But man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's YouTube's notification system or what. Let me see. Can I move this down a little bit? There you go. Let me move this a little closer, maybe. There you go. That's a lot better. I don't know why I have such like a wide angle shot of me over here. I guess that's all right. Come on, guys. I need viewers. Come on, where are my people that usually watch my videos, man? I'm a little upset right now. I guess everyone is BTech'd out. I don't know. Maybe I should restart the live stream, start it, and then restop it. It's all right. For the most part, though, I uploaded the video of the. Let's see. Someone put "I love it." I don't know what they said. Okay, someone's messaging me via Facebook. Mario Baylor, what's up, man? How's it going, man? You are my first person. I've been live streaming for like 10 minutes, and you're the first person to actually join in on the chat tonight. I'm doing pretty good, man. It's just a late night live stream with me today. I'm trying to figure out if YouTube's notification system's just not working because I'm not getting anyone to join in on the chat tonight. That's all right, though. You are the only person I need here to chat tonight. But for the most part, posted that video on the CoolPad Legacy, got some interesting feedback from some users. I believe some of the people on my comments actually probably were bashing on you on your comment about the fast charging or something like that. And I know there was maybe one or two other people commenting saying, "Oh yeah, like it." That they were kind of disagreeing with you, I guess. I thought that was interesting. I think it's interesting how people kind of get all riled up on the YouTube comments or whatever. What phone are you streaming on? It's good quality. This is the Moto G7 that I'm streaming on, by the way. And I'm glad you caught that, by the way, because sometimes I'm actually live streaming on. I have a webcam, an HD webcam that I live stream on. So there's times that I whatchamacallit, There's times where I'm not using a phone to live stream. So, but can let's we can chat about the video I posted. What are your comments or questions that you have about the Coolpad Legacy? I don't, if you own it, what's your feedback? For the most part, I thought it was a very good phone, minus the camera quality. I thought the video quality on the rear-facing camera was kind of trash. And you guys, if you saw that video, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I did post a video on the video quality of the phone. Yes, I did take the video at nighttime, so I don't know if that was just a glitch or a bug with the actual with. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Let me send a pic over here. All right. Anywho, but yeah, for the most part, I mean, I'm very satisfied with the phone, man. I mean, I don't know about you, but I like how it looks kind of purplish because I have LED lights in purple in the background. I don't know about you, but man, dude, I really enjoyed the phone. You know what I mean? It's a good phone. I mean, for the price, I can't wait until I'm able to get it unlocked. I might decide to use that as a daily. What I'm live streaming with again is the Moto G7. The Moto G7 does have good quality, at least on the front facing camera. When I've live streamed and I've used the rear facing camera though, the quality could be shady. I mean, I don't know how to say that. I mean, you can see my desk is a mess. I was just eating a little while ago, but it could be ugly. So let's see. So far, so good. I like the phone. I had it for about a week now. I mean, fast charging can be variable to the people that are using it. Obviously, I mean, yes, you're not going to get half the phone charged in like 10 or 15 minutes, like some of the people were commenting on. But for the most part, I mean, if you have the right charger, I was using actually my Moto G7 charger. I was able to get this thing fully charged within an hour and like 20 minutes. So it might differ with some people, but for the most part, I haven't had an issue with it. I wish that yes, this phone did have NFC or little key features that it does not have, but at the same time, like I can't justify using those things as often as I would like to. I don't really use NFC. I rarely use it with my iPhone 10. You know what I mean? And that's saying something. You know what I mean? That's the iPhone 10 for crying out loud. But Mario Baylor, you are my only my only viewer tonight. So thanks for joining in, man. I appreciate it. And again, the house is yours tonight. If whatever you want to chat about, if I get more viewerships, if you guys are joining in barely, say hi, say what's up. I'm barely getting a few viewers to join in right now. I've been already going on for about 13 minutes already. So I see here I have maybe one more watcher here, so that's cool. Um, but yeah, we're just talking about the Coolpad Legacy, and it's just a random late night chat. So feel free to chime in. On whatever you guys want to talk about, whether it be new phones that are coming out. It could be phones that already have been out. If you guys are into video games, movies, whatever, we can chit chat about whatever. I still have not seen Dark Phoenix. I've been wanting to see that, Godzilla, and of course Toy Story Part 4, but I have not been able to get out to the movies, so that has been fun. For me, unfortunately, I've been dedicating my time to other things. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I'll eventually make the time to get out and see those movies. I really want to, but um, Mario Baylor, I don't know. So far, again, you have been the only one to chit chat and say something on here. So as long as you keep the chit chat going, we'll see what's going. But you're saying that you've already had the phone for a while now, and that you've been enjoying it. So let me know if there's any drawbacks that you don't like about the phone so far. You put, yeah, I used to have the Z Max Pro, the ZT Max Pro, and they charged up pretty fast, less than 2 hours. And I also had the ZTE Blade Z Max. I've never had any of the Max Pros or the ZTE Blade Max. I know the phones last year were very highly regarded in a sense. There was a few tech YouTubers that were praising those phones. Guys like TechRight or Stefan from TechRight. Who else, like Kevin Breeze, etc. like that. And for the most part, I was not, as far for the price. It wasn't justified for me to purchase that phone right out. You know what I mean? Um, it was one of those things where like, hey, like, it just wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? Um, And right now the price is still pretty steep. I mean, I know it's a little less expensive than it was when it came out a couple of years ago or last year, excuse me. But I still probably wouldn't buy it at a price point. If they were to knock it down to like maybe like between $90 and $100, then I would probably do it. For now, though, I'm just gonna stick with what I have for now and see what else decides to come out. I'm excited though. Like a lot of there's it's the mid portion of the year, so sometimes during the summer there could be somewhat of a small drought, and phones don't come out during the summer. You know what I mean? So a lot of phone companies will wait until the fall to release a lot of their phones. That way, they get more headlines, etc., like that. But we'll see. I mean, the mid range war is going strong in my opinion. Like for me, to me, like flagships, even though they're cool and whatnot, like it's where it's at is for the is mid range devices right now because the mid range devices just seem to get better and better, and I'm just honestly shocked and surprised on how well these phones perform. So, for instance, like the Moto G7, for instance, I've had this phone for like about a month and a half, 2 months already, and the phone performs just as good as from day one from when I've had it. The new Mobile G3 Plus, that phone still works very fast and fluid. I'm still waiting on an update version of Android for that, whether it be Android 8.1 or even 9.0. I think New Mobile needs to kind of get with it and update their phone to the latest security patches, at least. And of course, the CoolPad Legacy. I'm really not dissatisfied with that phone as far as that goes. So, and again, I mean, luckily I didn't have to pay a dime for it. The CoolPad was nice enough to send it for me. I do have the Wiko Ride that I'm still working on. I still need to mess around a little bit with that phone. I got that phone and the CoolPad Legacy at the same time, and I just decided to focus more on the CoolPad Legacy because I know that was a phone that is going to get views basically, opposed to um, the CoolPad. Oh, well, I knew the CoolPad Legacy was going to get views opposed to the Wiko Ride, which my Wiko Ride unboxing barely has 100 views right now, which my CoolPad Legacy has like 968 views. So, but I will be focusing more on the Wiko Ride this week. Let's see. You were saying that earlier you were watching. What were you watching? Uh, H2 Tech videos, tips and tricks about the CoolPad Legacy. And I mean, for the most part, I can't really recommend any tips and tricks about the phone. There's just little things that you can change, like you can put it on dark mode if you're not satisfied with whatever's going on with that. But for the most part, I just have not had any issues with it except for the rear facing camera, man. So I mean, to me though, this phone is pretty solid. You know what I mean? I might make a video about my dislikes about the phone. That might can I do face unlock this way? Let's see, does it pick it up? Nah, it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, there's very little things I dislike about this CoolPad Legacy, considering its price point. So I feel like this is probably the most solidly built slash fluid phone that you can purchase for its price right now. I've never had a phone under like the 130 price point that performs this well is what I mean. So right now, of course, obviously you can get the new Mobile G3 Plus for I think 150. The regular G3 probably around 129. They've lowered the prices to those, but at the same time, uh, yes, no, yes, this phone is either on par or even better than the new Mobile G3 Plus, man. One thing I can gripe about though is the screen size and the back portion is very slippery. So I mean, you need to get a case for this if you plan to daily this, because I mean, obviously, if you don't have big hands, you're gonna end up dropping this like a lot. Me, luckily, I wasn't using it as my daily, so yeah, I mean, I can compare. I can compare it to the new mobile. Now, the new mobile G3 Plus and the G3, you're still gonna get more bang for your buck when you purchase those items, Mill, because you still have NFC with the G3 Plus, which is something that this phone doesn't have. And it's just little quirks and features that you might be missing out on. But one thing I can tell you for sure is the camera is a lot better on the CoolPad Legacy than it is on the new Mobile G3 Plus. Mario says I had a couple of flagship phones, the OnePlus 6 and Also had the OnePlus 6T, great phones. Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about the OnePlus 6T. I was gonna say One Sucks 6T, the OnePlus 6T. Last night I actually watched Marquez Brownlee's videos, aka MKBHD, about the OnePlus 7, not the OnePlus 7 Pro, but the OnePlus 7, and how it kind of flew under the radar. And the fact that they're not really selling it here in the U.S. is one thing, but that they're trying to, I guess, go more towards that pro version of phones. And I think I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing on OnePlus's part, just because, if you're trying to sell phones, you should sell all variants of your phones in the U.S. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. Mario Baylor says, "What's going on with New Mobile G4? Should have been out." Yeah. So when I talked to New Mobile, when they sent me the New Mobile G3 Plus, whoa, what's happening? Did my Wi-Fi go out? Okay, hold on. Sorry, my thing I think is messing up. I might be having internet connection issues. I don't know. It's been raining and there's been a lot of lightning. So, um, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the new Mobile G4 though. Apparently, yeah, that phone was supposed to come out like a while ago. It was supposed to come out in April. When I asked one of their reps, I said, "Hey, like when I'm excited to maybe look at the G4 when you guys release it if you want to send it to me." And they said, "Oh yeah, it's supposed to come in April." So, I think whatever they were doing with it, they decided to scrap it because I think some of the variants looked like an iPhone which had the notch, and because a lot of phone manufacturers are going for the full screen now, or even just the teardrop whatever front facing sensors on the cameras. People are leaning towards more of that, and they're staying away from phones like with notches. So I don't know why companies like Motorola and LG still are making phones with those ugly notches when they really don't need to. I mean, there's really no point in them doing that. I'd rather have a chin on top than have the whatever the hell that you want to call that little cutout, that paper cutout. Mill Hustle says, I think compared to your video, the new mobile has a much better selfie camera. Yeah, maybe it does, but at the same time, well, okay, yeah, it does have a better selfie camera. I might agree with you there. But I'm talking about the rear-facing camera. I'm not talking about the selfie. I believe new mobile, yeah, that probably does have a better or a worse rear-facing camera than the Coolpad Legacy. I'm like blanking out here. Mill Hustles at her June. Well, June is almost over. There are too many budget phones with a notch now. Can't tell them apart anymore. And that's the thing. Like companies are not really. They're not really trying to get people's attention by being innovative or doing what they want to do on their own. They're just trying to copy others. iPhone didn't necessarily do the notch because they wanted to. They did it because they had to, because they had to knock in all those extra sensors in there for the facial recognition and whatnot. But when you have other companies just do it just because they're either trying to knock off the iPhone, then it's another thing. But there's really no point in doing it. Again, I'd rather have a chin. The G3, or not the G3, but the Pixel 3a. Just decided, hey, we're not going to do the notch this time around. I mean, maybe they didn't like it on the regular Pixel 3. I honestly wasn't a fan of the chin. They should have just stuck to their roots and made the phone made the phone the way they wanted it to look, and then just go from there. I wasn't very happy when they did the chin on the Pixel 3 XL, which was to me just ugly. And even though you can hide it via software, I still didn't like it. But yeah, I mean, very good point. Mill Hustles, man. Thanks for joining me tonight, man. I don't know where everyone's at. It's Monday night. Maybe everyone has. I know there's no school anymore, so people can't say, "Oh, I'm going to school," unless they're going to summer school. But for the most part, that's all right. I mean, I'm not looking to gain a lot of views on this video. I just wanted to chit chat with my boys tonight, and maybe girls. I mean, I don't think I have that many female fans, and if I do, yeah, right. Let's see. But for the most part, I'm kind of shocked how fast the video that I uploaded today kind of went up in views. It already has, let's see. Let's see if I can view this really quick. It already has 161 views, and it hasn't even been up for like more than like 6 hours. So I'm pretty impressed on how fast the phone is actually getting praise right now. At this rate, hope maybe it'll be one of my fastest review phones yet. I'm hoping that it'll hit the like 100K mark by the end of the month. Yeah, that would be awesome. I wish my channel was that popular where I would get like that many views and like for one video. You know what I mean? I remember when I first started YouTube. There was a video that I posted where it got like 1,000 hits in like the first day that I posted it, and it was the Moto G second gen, I believe. That was at the time the Moto G second gen. I had made a video about it updating to the newest version of Android because it actually was the first phone to get Android Lollipop over the Nexus. I had the Nexus 5 at the time and the Moto G2, and that phone actually was the first phone to get Android Lollipop over the Nexus device, which I thought was super weird because, even though I think at the time Motorola or Lenovo or Motorola was owned by Google, so they were able to push out their updates a lot quicker on these devices. I just thought it was interesting, like, hey, like that the amount of views that it got was pretty crazy. So, let's see, is anyone else saying anything? Mill Hustles, are you still there? Yeah, you're still there. Well, somebody's still there. It says that there's 1 or 2 people watching, not including me, by the way, guys, because I am also watching my live stream. So let's see. Oh, ha ha ha. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, okay, I forgot what we're talking about. What are we talking about, guys? I mean, just we can do Q&As tonight, guys. We can just chat about whatever. I know there's been a lot of leaks on the LG Stylo 5. I know Mill Hustles sent me that link. Okay, hold on, let me take out my glasses. I feel like I have a cat hair or something, or maybe it's my hat. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's like a hair or something dangling off this. Okay, I don't know what's going on, guys, but yeah, for the most part, I know there's a lot of leaks going out on the LG Stylo 5, and to me, just from the pictures that I've seen, it doesn't look good. I mean, it looks like it's kind of a downgrade from last year's version. I think the LG Stylo 4 probably was a better solid build. It's not a phone I don't plan to check out on unless it's like really really cheap. It has to be like less than 125 dollars for me in order to want to get it, I guess. But the good thing about phones like that is it's going to come out on a lot of different carriers. So hopefully, maybe if I can get it cheap on like Virgin or Boost or whatever, maybe if they have a deal where you port in your number and you get the free phone, maybe I'll do it. We'll see. Right now it's just not the case where like I have a separate line. I'm using T-Mobile is my main phone people, and I was using Mint Mobile for a while, but Mint Mobile, my plan ran out. My 3 month plan ran out, and I haven't invested money into buying uh, you know, another plan with them. You can just order a SIM card for like $20 and get 3 free months free on them, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. I mean, how many other phone companies basically allow you to pay like $25 up front and give you the first 3 months on them? You know what I mean? Not a lot of companies do that. So to me, that just shows how committed they are. The bathtub notch. Yeah, I mean, it basically looks like a bathtub notch when you're talking about the Pixel 3, you know what I mean? And it's just like, well, with technology the way it is, it's changing, and it's getting more expensive even though it's changing. I feel like, we're in the era of smartphones where, it's changing for the better, but at the same time, all of this new tech is costing a lot more money than it did like 2 3 years ago, you know what I mean? So basically owning a flagship phone, is going to basically cost you the price of a used car, a really cheap used car. But I mean, for the most part, I know a lot of these phone companies, they want you to lease their devices because they're making more money off you leasing the devices monthly than not leasing them at all. You know what I mean? A lot of the times, like if you go in there to a company and say, "Hey, I just want to buy the phone straight out," I know a lot of the phone people will try to talk you out of it and just leasing it instead. You know what I mean? That's why I prefer going the unlocked route, just so that you don't have to waste more money on your phone every month. Instead of you paying $100 flat for whatever lines that you're paying for, you're gonna end up paying 150 because you have to pay a $25 leasing fee on that. So, and speaking of leasing fees, I'm actually leasing out my mom's iPhone 7 right now, which she has had it for about a year now. So I remember when we initially made the purchase, they still charged us for the phone. Well, I mean, they're. I need to look. I need to see how much. Let's see. Whoa, this thing remembers my old phone number. I need to see how much money I owe left on the lease because it's telling me my password's getting old. I don't care. I want to leave it like that, dude. Unless my password's compromised, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. But oh, my phone bill was actually due tomorrow. So let's see. Usage account, phone shop. Let's see. Let's go to my account. See, let's see how much money I have on it. But say hello if you just are joining in, guys. This is just the regular late night chat. Let's see. Mario says I ordered the ZT Axon M. It will be here tomorrow. I've been considering that phone, man, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, I just don't know if I want to order a very gimmicky phone that I'm probably never going to use. And the reason being is because there's already a lot of videos on it. So, I know BTech posted a video on it a while back, and I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on it just yet, obviously. Even though it's been out for like 2 years already. Okay, hold on. Blah 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 blah. I'm just responding to a text. But I don't know. I mean, I think if it goes under the $100 mark, I might consider buying it. Because I remember when that phone came out, it was like $600 or $700. It was an expensive phone, dude. Let's see. How much money do I owe on this phone? It says remaining monthly payments 12. So right now my phone bill is about 150. What's up, CV Tech? I just gave you a big shout out, by the way. I was just talking about your review or unboxing of the ZTE Axon, man. Let me know when the review is gonna go out on that, man, or if it's already out and I missed it. I'm sorry, man. Maybe I missed it. I might have to go look at your videos. But yeah, Mario Baylor, the guy that's chatting here with me, said that he just purchased it and that he's receiving it tomorrow. So I'm just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like that's pretty badass. But at the same time, like, CV Tech in the house, what? But we're talking about. I was also talking about. Okay, you haven't made any more videos on it yet. Okay, yeah. So I remember I enjoyed the unboxing, man. So. But I know you've been working on other phones like the LG Optimo 7 or whatever it's called, the wannabe Moto G7 on Simple Wireless or whatever it's called. Um, but again, I was talking about buying unlocked phones, and that's the route that I like going nowadays compared to, leasing a phone through a phone company. So like right now, I'm leasing a phone through T-Mobile, which is my mom's iPhone 7, and they're taking 24 payments of 24 payments of $26. So the iPhone 7 that we're getting charged comes out to $624. Keep in mind though that this was the iPhone 7 XL, uh, and we've already paid half of that. We've paid 300 of whatever that so divide that by two, and we've already paid $312. But again, that's another $26 a month per month on my bill for the next year. And by the time we finish paying it off, my mom's probably going to want another phone, and we're just not going to be able to, pay for it. Luckily, iPhones, if you take care of them, which she does, she takes very good care of her phone. They'll last you a few years. So, and for whatever reason, she's complained that that phone works worse than her iPhone 6X Plus. So I thought that was interesting. But you guys are just relaxing. Moto G7 on straight talk. Okay, so yeah. I mean, okay, Netflix Premium. Okay, that's an add-on. That's a $3 add-on, which is fine. I'm kind of just seeing like, hey, what are we getting charged here? Which is weird. T-Mobile One is free apparently. Whatever. But yeah, for the most part, and thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. I wasn't getting very much viewership earlier when I started this chat. Like my first 10 minutes, I literally had like nobody. So CV Tech, I want to give you a big shout out because I know your live streams are always usually pretty lit, man. You have a much bigger following than me, man. So, uh, and that's weird, man. Like I don't know if YouTube is sending out notifications. Again, maybe you guys don't have the notification bell rung up. I might need to make a video asking my subscribers to hit that notification bell because when I go live, I want people to interact with me as soon as I start live streaming. I don't want to have to wait 10 minutes before people decide, hey, I'm gonna get on and see BTech Mike, or maybe people are just busy. Again, this is just a late night chat about whatever CV Tech. We're talking about phones. We're talking about life over here. And like right so far, I was giving a channel update earlier, just saying, hey, my channel is still steadily growing. My viewership hasn't gone down as much. I mean, it's been pretty consistent. I think that it's for the most part, it's kind of going up a little due to the ColdPad Legacy videos that I've been posting. So that's good. I hope that that's a continuing trend. As far as whoa, hello. As far as like my next review unit, I'm not right now. I do still have the Wiko ride that I still plan to review. So I'm probably gonna post that video by the end of the week or even by the next couple of days. I mean, and CV Tech, you have the Wiko ride, so you can kind of probably agree with me that it's not a very good phone, and they are not a game changer, to say the least. Uh, let's see. CV Tech says I was watching a Forza video, and when it was over, your live stream popped up. I have the bell rang. Okay, that's weird, man. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. But anywho, I mean, regardless, I want to, thank you guys for joining in tonight. I mean, I really appreciate it. Again, this chat is just about whatever, and that's interesting though. Okay, hold on. Right now, tomorrow it's flooded in her area, and her breaker box got stuck by lightning, so she's without power. She's your opener. So yeah, so right now we're having ugly weather issues. Um, where I live, and I live again a few towns over, and it's been raining really ugly for the past several hours already, and it's probably going to rain all night. And where I work, that area floods really badly. And one of my opener, I'm not opening tomorrow, but my opener that does open, which she's one of my partners, is what we like to call them. She her street where she lives and whatever got flooded, so she's already saying that one of my partners is saying she's not able to make it to work in the morning. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on with that. But my manager who opens with her tomorrow is gonna have to deal with that. You know what I mean? Again, I work in e-commerce, which is online grocery deliveries, so we might have to black out our store depending on how bad the area is. That's which I think is just really weird. We've only had to do that once or twice since we've opened, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, again, I'm not 100% sure if the weather is going to let up tonight. Again, the weather's been raining and ugly, so I'm just hoping for the best, and I'm hoping that if I end up going to work tomorrow, that I'll be able to make it to work and just see what happens from there. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I don't want to not get. I don't want to get stuck in flooded areas. That's one thing that I can kind of tell you guys right now. So, but yeah, the Wiko ride is definitely not a game changer. So we are. I'm probably gonna just mess around with the phone for the next couple days, and I'll probably post up the video on that Thursday. One thing I can tell you is really bad is the camera quality on that phone. Oh man, that's gotta be bad. So CV Tech saying that they had some bad winds in his area, and it basically knocked out the power for like 8 hours. And I hope where you live, RJ, that the weather is a lot nicer than where I live. Down here in South Texas, it's been extremely hot, triple digit weather with humidity. So I mean, it's been kind of ugly. If you're able to have AC, and AC is definitely a luxury where I live. So um, if you have it and you're able to stay inside and stay in the cool all day, it's great. But if you're poor and don't have that central AC or any type of air conditioning, you might be suffering a little bit. So I feel for the people that are having to go through all of that. And right now, again, the weather will essentially cause power outages. And once the ugly weather goes away, or once the rain stops, it's going to bring heat and humidity. So I mean, I'm just worried that I'm hoping it doesn't happen here where I live, obviously. But if it does, it is what it is. We're gonna have to deal with it just like everybody else. Um, CV Tech says it's been very humid in North Carolina. The air has been running since April. So I mean that's interesting to say. Basically, the air around here is year round, even during the winter, because we have to have the heater on. We can't take like 60-degree weather. We get cold in 60-degree weather, right? But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we always have to have our ACs on. I feel like electric companies are having a ball in Texas because we always have to have the AC on because it is just so hot outside, guys. Like you can just not live in a house and not have AC on in this area. So, but that's pretty crazy, man. I can feel you, man, and I hope that your the wind issue in your area goes away because it's definitely not fun being without power, man. So I can definitely relate to that. All right, so well, looks like we have a few more viewers that joined in. Again, if you're just joining in, this is just a late night chat. We were just really chit chatting about whatever, so feel free to chime in on the chat here. I'm going to. CV Tech says the hottest it's been around here is 97 degrees. Ugh, I think the past couple weeks we've seen the heat index go up to about 115. But for the most part, we've been pretty solidly comfortable with the weather being around between 100 and 105 degrees where I live. So it hasn't been fun, considering the fact that my job requires me to go in and outside all the time. So you can see here that my tan, like look at that, like you can see how white I am, and how bad my tan has gotten. I need to hit up the beach very soon, by the way. But for the most part, it's been really ugly, and I just have not really been enjoying the weather. So, okay, one of my friends, Mario Baylor says the Cool Pad Legacy must be selling pretty good. I mean, I hope it is because it's definitely to me, like you guys saw in my video. If you looked at my thumbnail, it says the Cool Pad Legacy. It's worth the purchase or something like that, or I put something like that to the extent that it's worth the purchase. In my opinion, I don't say that about a lot of phones, guys. You have to, and CoolPad didn't sponsor me to say that or anything like that. It's winter in Australia. So yeah, no, CoolPad is not paying me to say, go buy their phone or whatever. Their phone is genuinely really good for what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, it reminds me of the Nexus devices when they were early on. Like it reminds me of like my Nexus 4 and Nexus 5 a little bit. Just because it's a relatively cheap phone, but it also is relatively smooth running. So I mean, again, I've had little to complain about the CoolPad Legacy, and like I said in the review video, if CoolPad is doing this good with this device, imagine if they decide to make an even better phone. You know what I mean? So it's just pretty crazy. So CV Tech says I did buy the CoolPad on Boost. I just have to unbox it. Man, that's all right, man. I mean, I remember commenting on your tweet the other day saying like if you were asking your fans if you should buy the phone, and I was like, well, if you already unboxed it from Metro by T-Mobile, then there's no point in buying it on Boost. So I don't recall if you've unboxed it from Metro by T-Mobile. If you have, then I'm sorry. You post a lot of videos, RJ, by the way, so I can't keep up with all of them. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, if you didn't have already unboxed the CoolPad Legacy, it is definitely worth the buy. I feel like it's gonna continue going down in price. Okay, so you didn't get the Metro version. Okay, so I feel like not a lot of people have gotten the Metro version up to this point. I know TechRite was one of the first guys to unbox that phone, and me, I was probably like in the top 100 to unbox it on YouTube or whatever. But I was lucky enough for Metro by T-Mobile to reach out to me and send it to me. After trying to contact them forever, by the way, they never responded, and I got lucky one day. They were responding to somebody else's tweet, and I kind of chimed in on that and said, "Hey, I emailed one of your reps, and they never got back to me because they gave me their email. They legit gave me their email. That's why." But I will definitely tell you this, RJ. I don't think you will be disappointed with the phone. Really, the only thing that I'm not a fan on is the huge size. I'm really not a fan of big like style phones like this. Like look at my hand. I cannot fit my fingers around this thing so it's really hard to one hand use this, which sounds kind of weird. Uh, CV Tech removed a comment. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what you just said, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a phone that is definitely worth the purchase in my opinion. I hope that CoolPad decides to make something else like this, but maybe a smaller variant. I think that phones within the 5.5 to 5.7 inch range is like the sweet spot. Even a smaller phone like a 5.3 or a 5.4 inch touch display would be fine with me. I like smaller phones. Like, I mean, look at the CoolPad Legacy and look at my iPhone. Like, I can literally stick my iPhone in here. That's how big the phone is. You know what I mean? Like, look at how much more room this phone is, and that's because the iPhone has a really big screen. This is just the regular iPhone 10, but this is like a 5.8 or 5.9 inch touch display. So to see that, look, Mill Hustle said something, by the way. Mill, where'd you go, bro? I'm looking for you, Mill. Where you at? Mill, if you're still there, say hi, man. If not, it's cool. Don't worry. Let's see. He commented, "I'd like to see a," and this is directly from the Mill Man himself, the Mill Man. He's like, "I definitely like to see a comparison with the new Mobile G3. Dope video, bro. One of your best." Wow, that's very. That is a very. I already liked it and hearted this, by the way. So Mill Hustles, shout out to you, man. If you come back later on, if you see this, thanks for chiming in on that and giving your thoughts and opinion on the video. I feel like people are first to kind of criticize my videos as soon as I post them out. I've gotten a lot of criticism in the past because I say something or I make a comment, and people are just like harsh to disagree. Which everyone's allowed their opinion, but you know what? I'm entitled to my opinion as well. So and I'm the one making the video, so I'm gonna talk about whatever I want. You know what I mean? BTech says, or Mario says, it's nothing like your Pixel 3a XL, but I think you'll like it. My Pixel has been his daily. The battery is very good on the CoolPad Legacy. The battery is great on the CoolPad Legacy for 4,000 milliamp battery. I mean, you're gonna get more than a day's worth of use on this. I mean, for the most part, you're gonna go home at the end of the day, and you're still gonna have like 35 to 40% battery on this phone. If you use this as your daily, I mean, I have no doubt about that whatsoever. I think it has very good uh, I guess management when it comes to the battery. It knows what not to use apps in the background, etc., like that. But even then, you can even change all of that in the settings. If you want to, save battery life. Obviously, it has a battery saving mode. So CVTech, I'm looking forward to seeing that unboxing of the CoolPad Legacy that you're getting by Boost Mobile. I think that's going to be a big seller also. I know there's supposed to be a Virgin Mobile version of it as well. In fact, let me check Virgin Mobile's website. I wanted to kind of check that out. Virgin Mobile USA, because I heard that it's going to go to it also. I may activate 1 month of service on Boost to get the experience on the CoolPad, and you should. You know what I mean? Let's see. The LG Tribute Dynasty is only $50 on Virgin Mobile, so even though I'm more of a fan of buying unlocked phones now, I'm seeing a lot of these cheaper phones like the LG Tribute Dynasty and whatever else go on sale by phone companies like Virgin Mobile and Boost. So if I'm still seeing these phones for like $50, I might just decide to start purchasing these phones because let's see, let's click Android phones. Here we go. So the LG Stylo 4 right now on Virgin Mobile's website is $129. So that's like $80 off its MSRP. Okay, let's see. CVTech says, since I have Total Wireless, I really wish they would release it on the carrier or an unlocked version that works on all carriers. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, but I mean, I know a lot of these prepaid, they just want you to have their specific phones. You know what I mean? The Samsung Galaxy 10 S10e is $749 on Virgin Mobile right now, so that's pretty crazy. The Samsung Galaxy A6, which according to them is new, it's $249.99. The Moto G6 Play, which again according to them is new, is $89.99. The Moto E5 Play is $69.99, which is not bad. I'd probably rather waste the money on the G6 Play instead, just because it's like $20 more and you're getting a bigger screen, bigger battery size, etc. Let's see, the Moto E4, which is still a really good phone in my opinion, is selling for $59.99. I think I remember purchasing that off Boost Mobile for like $40 at Best Buy one time. CVTech says he paid an even $100. Right now there is a CoolPad Legacy Go on Virgin Mobile for $39. So that there's the difference between the Legacy and the Legacy Go. So Do not buy the Legacy Go. It is a cheap, cheap phone. Although I did want to review it, I know it has a Go version of Android, and I would just not recommend buying any Go version phones. I don't think there is a point to them. Apparently, they're supposed to, they're supposed to be good, but they're not. Let's see, limit one phone per customer, yada yada yada. It's just a phone I would stay away from. Even Tech agrees. Never buy a Go Edition phone, and I learned the hard way when I purchased the blue Vivo Go earlier in the year, and I even made a on my thumbnail. I even put "Don't buy this phone." Like that's how much I hated that phone because it just performed horribly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mario Baylor says, I think the Boost mobile version has a quad core processor. I can never say that word instead of an octa core. Let's find out because if that's the case, then that might get people to stay away from that phone actually. So let's go to shop phones. I'm on Boost Mobile right now, by the way. So let's go to new devices. Let's see. There we go. iPhone. Okay, hold on. Let's go with Android devices only. There we go. So I don't have to see any of these iPhones. So right now the CoolPad Legacy on Boost Mobile is actually $50 off according to their website, and it says that it's $99 marked down from $149. So there's a good chance that you might actually see the Boost Mobile version go back up in price, depending on how long they want to keep it on sale. I think they probably debuted it at $99 just to see. Let's see, has the latest version of Android Pie. Takes amazing photos and family and friends and enjoy. It says enjoy a long-lasting 3980 milliamp battery, so it doesn't have the full 4000 milliamp battery. Sorry guys. Let's see. I love the size of the phone. I'm really not a fan of the size of the phone, man. I'm sorry. It's probably one of the biggest phones I've had. And not to bash on bigger phones, I have the Moto G7 also, which is a big phone in its own right, but this phone still feels relatively smaller opposed to the CoolPad Legacy. Let's go to its features and specs. Let's go to the specs here. Like yada yada yada. 16 megapixel rear. I don't know why this phone does dual cameras on the back, by the way, because that other camera, whatever the telephoto or whatever you want to call it, doesn't really do anything. They don't have any wide shot modes or anything like that. So it says it has a macro lens, burst shot, autofocus, panoramic mode. It does have an octa-core processor according to Boost Mobile's website. So it does say 1.8 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon octa-core, which is the same chipset, which is a Snapdragon 450. 3 gigs of RAM, which I failed to mention on the review, by the way. I just realized that. I just failed in making the review, guys. That's alright. So that thanks. I just caught myself in not mentioning that this phone has 3 gigs of RAM, but for the most part, I mean, people will look that up anyways. I can't believe I forgot. I'm gonna have to take the video down that I uploaded, and I'm gonna have to go back and say, "Hey, this has 3 gigs of RAM." I'm sorry, guys. That's too funny, by the way. But yeah, it's the same. For the most part, it's the same phone. 6.3-inch touch display. I don't know why it's such a weird. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad. I mean, for the most part, most people don't pay attention to that. They really pay attention to what the user experience is over the actual specs. And if they're really interested in the specs, they're gonna go look it up themselves. So. Yeah, I mean, it's got the same specs. So for the most part, BTech did right in purchasing this phone at $99 right now because there is a good chance that it's going to go back up in price. So who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. Guys, it's hot in here, by the way. I might have to turn on my AC because I'm dying in the heat. I'm going to turn on my AC real quick, guys. We'll see what's going down. Drinking some water. Okay, I'm back. Alright. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I can't complain about the device. And I even said it in the review video, guys, and you guys can back me up on that, there's really not of things I can complain about on the CoolPad Legacy. There just really isn't. I mean, yes, I can complain that there's no NFC. Yes, I can complain that there's no wireless charging. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I exactly know how you feel, man, when it comes to you're trying to explain specs. That's why usually at the beginning of the video I'll actually put it on the screen. I'll put the actual specs, that way they don't have to go and ask like whatever, or they just see it. You know what I mean? I think it's really stupid, I guess. Um, let's go to my video manager right now. Mm. But for the most part, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's a great phone. I think I'm gonna end up selling it to either Mill Hustles or Kevin Breeze or something like that. Once I'm fully done reviewing it. So, and it's almost, it's getting up there in the actual views right now. It's already at almost 200 views, and and again, I uploaded this like at what, 5 in the afternoon, 5 or 6 in the afternoon. So it's been up for a good 6 hours already. So this is probably one of the videos that I've posted that has had a very good viewership in its first like 12 hours. I mean, I've usually most of my videos that I post will get like 20 views for like the first day. So that's good, because that means either one, my subscribers are actually watching, or people are searching the content that I'm actually posting. So I can't complain there, and I hope that you guys are not just liking the content that I'm posting, but also liking the actual YouTuber that's making the content, that's behind the camera, guys. Because if you guys wondered what BTech was like, this is him right here. Being real stupid. Um, but yeah, I cannot complain. I mean, it's a really good phone. Mill Hustles did reply on my thing saying he would like to see a Moto G7 or a new Mobile G3 Plus comparison. So that might be a video that I do down the line. I'm gonna probably work on the Wico Ride video first, and then I will do a versus battle with probably the Moto G7 and the Coolpad Legacy, and then the new Mobile G3 Plus and the Coolpad Legacy, just to see like where it stacks up. One thing that has been kind of annoying me lately, and it's been just happening a lot, is because I have so many phones, I've been having to update these phones constantly on the apps. That's why. Yeah, we were actually talking about the new Mobile G4 earlier, man, and me and Mario Baylor over here were saying, like, hey, why was the phone never released? Like, it was supposed to come out like in April. So when I talked to a Coolpad rep, or not a Coolpad rep, a new Mobile Plus, or whatever you want to call it, like when they first sent me the phone, I asked them, hey, like when is the other phone going to come out? When is the new Mobile G4 coming out? And they told me, oh, it's going to come out in April. Like, we're looking forward to it, and then it's already June and still nothing. But my thing is, I think that they probably ended up having to redesign or do something, to that extent, to where they had to stop production and they had to start over from scratch on something, because they found a defect or something like that. So that might have been the case with that specific phone. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I wish that they would post out stuff saying like sorry for the delay. You know what I mean, guys? Look at my tan, by the way. Look at how white I am. Look at how white I am. Like, look at this tan. This is a Texas tan right here. Like, look at my arms. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. I'm super white, by the way. If you guys wonder, like, this tan, it's not me. I'm actually like really light complected. My skin's turning brown though because of this heat, and it's just been the way it is. All right, responding to a friend over here. No worries. It's good to get the bugs out before releasing it. And I understand that, but at the same time, I don't feel like the phone is going to be 100% perfect no matter what. I mean, as far as bugs go, that's always usually a software issue with the phone, not so much hardware. It's just a matter of whoever is putting out the device can, put together the software to work with the actual hardware that it's on. So, I mean, if that's the case, okay, but I don't know. I mean, the new Mobile G4, I mean, I've genuinely been impressed on what the new Mobile G3 and G3 Plus has been, and for the price point, I think it's a game changer. Not quoting any other company there, but at the same time, I don't feel like they're doing. I don't know. I don't feel like people, at least in the U.S., care enough to purchase that phone. And the reason I'm reading this is because a lot of people don't know what new mobile is. That's why, you know what I mean. I feel like they would think it's like a actual uh, cell phone service rather than a phone. And just the name, new. I don't know. I mean, I can't narc on it. I mean, Coolpad isn't a great name either, or neither is Wico. But at the same time, like these no-name brands like Umidigi and Wiko, Coolpad, whatever you want to call them, they have to represent themselves in certain ways, and not a lot of people are searching NUU new unless they've already heard about the phone or the brand of the phone. You know what I mean? Like if this phone was selling like at Best Buy or even Walmart, like unlocked for like about the same price that they're selling it for, other than online, it would probably be getting more attention. But the fact that it's that places are not selling it, I mean, can you guys honestly say, hey, I can go to Best Buy and buy this phone? No, and the reason being is because retail outlets aren't paying attention to the phone. So if retail outlets aren't paying attention, why should the consumer pay attention? You know what I mean? If you can't even get it at somewhere like Best Buy, you know what I mean? And I mean, I remember I posted my new mobile G3 Plus review. It's literally only has 200 hits on it right now. Yes, my views are very bad on the new mobile videos. I've already posted like several videos on the new mobile, and it's because it's just not something people are searching for because people don't know what they are. If they were to put out ads on Facebook or put out like even a small commercial or something to let them know, hey, and I feel like they do a good job on Instagram, posting pictures. Same thing as Twitter. Their social media marketing could be a little better. I think that if they're gonna try to get views, they need to send their phones out to big tech YouTubers, and I'm talking about like guys like Unbox Therapy, Marquez, Linus, whoever, Austin Evans, people that do phone reviews, not just the low tech, obviously, because I mean I'm a low tech tuber, but at the same time, if they want their phones to get noticed, they need to work with bigger YouTubers. Dude, I don't have a new mobile video that's over 200 views. Okay, so that's saying something that even though you're a popular YouTuber in your own right, you know what I mean. Like you can have 30 to 50,000 subs. The video is just not gonna get. It's not gonna get love, man. Mario, if you're talking about the CoolPad Legacy, I don't think the bezels make much of a difference as far as the size goes. I mean, the phone's still going to be big with or without it. But it's just a big phone in general, man. The CoolPad Legacy. Uh, the new mobile G3 Plus though is to me in the sweet spot of the size of phones that you should have. Let me find my new mobile G3 Plus, by the way. I might have to wipe it down because it's probably dusty. Here's my new mobile G3 Plus, right? Let me type in my password here. Still a beautiful screen, still a beautiful build. Yes, it does have bezels. Still a great size in my opinion. But again, when you put this next to a phone like the CoolPad Legacy, like this phone is more appealing to me than the CoolPad Legacy. That's one of the only things that I kind of hate about the CoolPad Legacy is its size. I feel like this is a really good size, and I'm sure RJ or CVTech can agree with me here that the new mobile it's a very beautifully built phone as well. Like this is probably one of the nicest phones that I've held in my hand for its price point. You know what I mean? And I don't say that a lot about smartphones that I review. So let me clear that out. 5 apps updated. But I mean, this is one of my favorite phones. The only thing I don't like about it is that new mobile just really hasn't updated the version of Android yet. Even if it was Android 8.1, for the most part, I don't think that the camera is that great. I think it could be better, obviously, but I don't think it's bad for what it is. Let's see if I can hold on. Let's see if I can take a picture of something here. Let me take a picture of Batman over here. Move that real quick. See how this does in low light. It doesn't do bad in low light. It does take a while though, so boom, there's Batman. So it doesn't for the most part, it doesn't do a bad job in low light. I should do a low light video on this camera. The only thing about the camera though is it records in a weird format. It doesn't record in MPEG 4 or MP4. I don't know what ZSD is. I wonder what happens if I uncheck that. ZSD. I don't know what ZSD is. ISO auto, anti-flicker auto, image properties. Keep everything default. Doesn't really say anything about video mode though. Here we go. We'll go to video settings. So there's really no way to change the video mode. I mean, yes, I can change like the resolution and whatnot, but for the most part, it doesn't give you the option of what type of like video or whatever you're actually recording. So still a great phone, by the way. I mean, if if there was one phone that I knew I could probably depend on as far as using it daily and just using it without having like major issues, it would probably be the new Mobile G3 Plus. Although I'm still not a fan of the camera, but that's just me, I guess. Okay, zero shutter delay. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, so he says, I don't mind the bezels at all. I prefer it over having a full screen phone, mainly because it gives you somewhere to hold it. Yes, so definitely agreed. And I think New Mobile did a great job with that. Not too small, not too big. Fingerprint sensor works well. I don't really have too many issues with that. Woo! Excuse me. I decided to sneeze on camera. Or off camera, actually. But again, I can't complain. It's a beautiful phone all the way around. I've kept it in its plastic case, but I mean, this phone comes in different colors, obviously. This is like the Onyx Black, which, I'm okay with. I'm not too big of a fan of it. I wish that it was more of a matte color, I guess, but the fact that it does that cool stuff in the reflection, can't complain. And it's just a very good built phone. One thing that I probably would knock on is that there's no headphone jack, but I believe it does come with a converter for using headphones, connecting it to the USB Type C, and I believe it does support fast charging also, if I'm not correct on that as well. So if it doesn't, you can correct me on that, BTech. I'm getting notified over here on Facebook about something. Gotta blow my nose, guy. Woo, I've been going on for about an hour already, guys. That's pretty crazy. Guys, who wants to be cool and send BTech Mike a super chat over here? I would totally be grateful if I was sent a super chat right now. I don't think I've received a super chat since my birthday, actually, which was in April, which is okay. I mean, I'm not begging my fans to send money over here or whatever like that. But it does help, guys. If you guys don't know what a super chat is, it's when you send your favorite. I'm gonna bust out Batman again. Let's see if we can get views over here from Batman. CVTech says all three of my new mobile G3s have had zero issues, and that says something about New Mobile, first of all, as a company, because they're putting together very solid built phones. But at the same time, again, it's the software. Android 8.0 works just fine on it, but they need to release those security patches. They need to see, hey, if we're not going to release a new phone, let's update these phones. Let's give them Android 9 or even Android 8.1. You know what I mean? I think that's my only gripe with the new mobile, I guess, phones right now. And I don't think they're making money right now. Honestly, I think that's probably why they put a hold on the G4s, because they're just not making money with that. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, hey, like, what the heck, it's a great device. Why are the videos not getting views? And I just think it's interesting, I guess, that for the phones being as good as they are, currently mine has 319 views. My actual review video, 319 views, and it's a solidly built phone. I mean, thank you, New Mobile, whoever sent that out to me, by the way. I'm super grateful that they sent me that phone. When they did, I was like, wow. And wow, my iPhone tutorial videos are actually moving up in in views. I'm like looking at my video list here, and I'm looking at all the videos that I've posted this year, and so far, let's see, my Mint Mobile has about 2,000 views. My How to Add Music on iMovie has almost 3,000. Let's see. Let's go back. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like literally looking. I'm looking around and just looking at all my video statistics and whatever here. CV Tech says, I tried to send a super. Wait, okay, hold on. What? I tried to send a super chat, but you have to link a debit or credit card or PayPal. Yeah, that's the only crappy part about super chats. Again, it's BTech. If you can't, man, no worries. I've done it. I've done it in the past, and for the most part, as long as you have a Google account, or if you have one already linked up with your Google account, then you can just use that one. If not, no worries, man. I really appreciate anything that I can get, honestly. My channel's still not making a lot of moolah. I wish it was making a little more. I wish my viewership. I would be happy with like 5,000 views a day on my channel, man. And right now I'm still at about the 1,500 view range on my channel, so I'm hoping that that goes up eventually. Uh, Google credit. I don't know what that is. Google credits. I guess it's like having a PayPal, but having money in your PayPal. Which is fine. I mean, that's interesting though. Send a super chat. Your amount here. I can send myself. I've actually been able to send myself a super chat before, which is interesting. Let's see. Send myself $2 over here. Yeah, I mean, you have to link up a code or. Well, let's see. A code. Yeah, or like, well, it doesn't even give me an option for PayPal, so I didn't even know that you could use PayPal. Here it just gives you an option for a debit card, so it's kind of, I guess it's kind of like, what the hell is it called? GoFundMe, I guess, where you can only use like your credit or debit cards, I guess. Which, again, man, if you're not comfortable doing that, no worries. I don't want to peg anyone on not being able to send a super chat, but let's see. Mario Baylor says because the one sucks. I keep saying one sucks. The One Plus. I had a 6.4-inch display, but it big. Wasn't a big phone. CV Tech says if you add a $15 Google Play card on the account, it should let you use that. I'm not 100% sure on that, man. And as far as the OnePlus 6T goes, I thought it was a smaller device. I didn't know that. I did not realize that the thing was like 6.4-inch display. I didn't realize it was that big. But I mean, it, I can't explain it, guys. But I'm just not a huge fan of like the big screen phones. I think like 6 inches, which just sounds weird of me saying, is probably the highest I would like to go. I mean, right now, again, the Coolpad Legacy is 6.3 inches. I think that phone is too big. That's probably one of my only gripes. I might make a separate video about it, the Coolpad Legacy, but about my little gripes about it because, again, I had a guy, I think, comment a while back saying, oh, on my Umidigi A3 Pro saying I was nitpicking too hard on it, and I was like, I bought the phone. I can nitpick it if I want to, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. Um, and I do plan to sell my Umidigi A3 Pro. I think I'm going to list it on eBay this week probably. I actually did sell my Coolpad Canvas, which is a phone by Cricket, and I actually ended up getting more than I thought. I think I sold it on eBay for like 35 bucks and I bought it for like 40. And again, I never used that phone. So someone actually bought that phone. I put in the description though that it was basically brand new, that I only used it at home for a review, which is true. I only used it at home for the review. So, I mean, kudos to whoever bought it. I don't know who would have bought it, the Coolpad Canvas. Again, that's like a no-name phone. CV Tech says my Redmi Note 7 has a 6.2-inch display, and I think it's smaller than my Pixel 3a XL with a 6-inch display. I think that's interesting, I guess, but I guess it really just goes back to how the phone manufacturer builds the actual phone, like if it does bezels or not. Again, I'm not familiar with the Redmi Note, and I think that's by Xiaomi, if I'm not correct on that. I have not owned a Xiaomi phone, by the way. I do want to buy one. And that could go to like the Poco phone or whatever, but at the same time I just don't know because they're not as popular in the US. I know they're super popular in Japan, Japan or China or whatever. China, duh. But I just don't know if I should buy one just because I don't know if it's something that would get views on my channel, you know what I mean? But I guess, it is what it is. Somebody disliked this video. Whoever the hater is, you suck. I don't know. I don't think I would waste money. Even though I know I've been hearing a lot of good things on the Pixel 3a, I just don't think I would do it. I don't think I would buy a Pixel phone just because of how good the camera is, you know what I mean? Um, CVTech says the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 I highly recommend. I think that's like a $200 device if I'm not correct on that also, but I mean, for the most part, I think right now I'm just gonna stick with phones under the $150 range, just because. I don't know. Right now, my budget's just not calling for these more expensive devices. I'm really surprised that I bought the Moto G7, which I bought it on credit, and I'm still paying it off. I think I paid almost $300 for it. This is the global version that I'm live streaming on, and I think I still spent too much money on it. I was very iffy when I bought this phone, but only because I was like, hey, this phone's gonna get a good amount of views, and it really hasn't gotten that many views. So, um, but it's still a good phone. I mean, I can't complain of what the phone is, but I really should have just went out and bought the Moto G6 again for like $120 or $100, with the 4 gig variant, which is like the 64 gigs of ROM. And I think I would have just paid. I think I would have just been happier with that, because it's basically the same chipset, just different size screen, etc., like that. And it had NFC. This phone doesn't have NFC on it, and no waterproofing. At least the Moto G6 has a little bit of waterproofing. So CVTech says I paid 250 flat on his phone. It's one of my favorite phones. I don't like the MUI. I have Nova Launcher on it. Oh, so the Mi UI instead, or the Xiaomi UI. I've never seen it, to be honest. I mean, I would have to go look at the video just to see like what the UI looks like. I remember using Nova Launcher a lot back in the day, though. Nova Launcher was very popular. It was probably as close to stock Android as you can get back in the day. And a lot of people that would buy like Samsung phones or whatever would actually use it. I think I used it even on my Nexus devices. I used it because I just really wasn't satisfied on the vanilla Android on what you can do with it, so I ended up using Nova Launcher instead, which I didn't have an issue with. I think a lot of people didn't know that you can like change the launcher and change the look, etc. So I mean, I think that's pretty cool though, man. But it is what it is, man. I think I'll have to do my research. I do want to get the Umidigi A5 Pro though. Like right now, I know it's selling for like $99 on AliExpress. Uh, Even your pixels running on Nova Launcher, nice, man. I mean, I like to just use stock Android now, just because I like to, when I review phones, I want it to be as stock as possible. That way, the person could see how the phone performs in its natural state. You know what I mean? Other than that, though, yeah. But um, I don't know. I mean, I think Nova Launcher was good for what it was, though, back in the day. But well, shoot, every phone had. Well, that's pretty. I think it's pretty interesting though that every phone that you've had, that you basically had Nova Launcher on it. So interesting, CV Tech. And man, I guess our viewership dropped tonight, man. That's okay. I've already been going on for more than an hour, guys. So again, I just want to thank you guys for joining me tonight on this live stream chat. Again, I didn't really expect a lot of people to join in tonight. It was already late to begin with. I didn't get to see normals like Rob Crabtree or Mill Hustles was here, but he took off. That jerk. Who else? Who else do I usually get? I get guys like okay, I can't remember all my followers here, but Tech Twan B, who I know is a fan of CV Techs over here, likes to get on as well every now and then. And just people in general. Rob, that guy. What is it? I forget his name. No Life. No Life. I believe he likes to get on. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off, man. So I want to again thank you guys for joining in. I'm already kind of getting sleepy. I need to jump in the shower and get some rest here, and get ready for tomorrow. Maybe watch a little bit of anime before I go to sleep. So again, guys, this is Mike from BTech signing off. Thank you again for watching my videos. If you guys haven't seen my other Cool Pad Legacy video, I definitely recommend checking it out. So go